Hello everyone, it's Armin Fachinovsky with Munro Associates coming to you from ACT Expo. And here today with me I have Peter Tadros. Please introduce yourselves to our viewership.
Very good. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Peter Tadros, I'm the president of Power Solutions in North America, responsible for a lot of these exciting technologies that we're going to be seeing today. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so obviously we're at the Bosch booth, and you all know Bosch, been around for what, 100 years?
More
than that, right? Right from the beginning of the automotive, of the automobile. And now in this millennium, you're really supporting energy solutions from A to C, right?
That's right.
Whether it's gasoline, conventional, ICE, electric, inverters, motors, you name it, battery systems, and even hydrogen, right? So maybe that'll be a segue to what do we have here in front of us?
You took my speech off the bat here. Obviously, Bosch is known for a lot of the gasoline and the diesel topics, but we are a strong believer right now of the multi-energy platform, multi-lane highway we call it, where there's a lot of different options for the consumer and the OEMs and the end consumer to experience different energy platforms. Because there is a space for all of this in our market here.
We see it as well as Munro, right?
That's right.
It's not one solution. You have to diversify.
Correct. There's no one silver bullet in this. We have to diversify. And we are Bosch, we are preparing for this at whatever pace it comes. So it's being technology neutral. We are developing what is needed for the market at whatever pace. What we have here is the C300. This is a fuel cell power module. C300 means it's a 300 kilowatt module. This is a latest generation. This is not a sample. This is a functioning part. And you can see the complexity of it just by looking at it and the size of it. Yeah. But this is actually not the biggest component that Power Solution offers. We have the electrolyzers also that we do to produce hydrogen. But this in itself is a very complex. This is second generation, as I mentioned. The previous generation was called C190. Where it was 190 kilowatts. Now this moves up to 300 kilowatts, and what that means really is carry more load. It's tailored for the Class 8 truck. Yeah. It is a complex system because right now we have two stacks, horizontal stacks, right in here with one power transfer unit.
Yeah. So for our viewership here, in this block here, you have your fuel cell stack.
Yep.
Right.
Two horizontal stacks.
Two horizontal stacks. Then up top, this is an inverter.
Yep. Exactly. All the controls are exactly now combined into this unit here. So this is the advantage of this. You have two stacks, but all the controls, all the other components are single. So from an efficiency standpoint, you're using one set of components, one set of controls, controlling two fuel cell stacks.
So actually for the form factor of a truck, this seems to be, I mean, it's a large size if you just stand in front of it, but it seems to fit right in between the frame rails using these mounts here,
exactly.
Right?
So it drops right in.
Where your diesel engine would be.
Exactly.
Right?
And it drops right in. And this is a challenge that we had, is now we're going from a C190, 190 kilowatt, to a 300 kilowatt. This is why now they're horizontal, to be able to fit the exact same solutions on the Class 8 truck. Mm-hmm. So it fits exactly on the same, with the same envelope. A bit longer, obviously, because now we're having these horizontal, but the length is not the big concern, is obviously the width has to fit in the same space, and slightly taller than the previous generation. Okay.
And then this turbo pump on the back here, what is the function of this?
For circulation. Okay, so, yeah.
Circulation.
Yeah, exactly. So from that standpoint, so like I said, many components. Obviously, it's done in multiple locations. The stack is assembled in one area, and then all the components come together in a different facility to assemble this.
Two questions for you. One, I must assume that this is also for stationary power generation. You could use it for that as well.
Perfect.
Right? Okay.
Perfect. That's that actually. So let's talk about that first question first. Because what we're trying to do right now, everybody knows where the mobility and the hydrogen, at least in the US, kind of slowed down on mobility. What we were able to find here, an adjacent use case, which is with the power crunch that we have coming up with all the data centers. This is a perfect product right now to be able to be used to generate power. It can be primary power source or a secondary or a backup power source. The misconception that we don't have hydrogen in a lot of places, there are ways to get hydrogen into those to support this as a stationary. There are pipelines running through the country with hydrogen today that, with data centers available close to it, we can operate these as a primary source of energy.
Yeah, I think the hydrogen source issue is really a non-issue to me. You can split water, you find it underground, you can drill
Correct.
it, right?
It can
So
be gray, green. So don't worry about the color. There are hydrogen sources.
So, okay, very interesting use case of supporting data centers, right?
Well, the advantage too is on this use case, because this is validated to automotive standards. Now, moving it over to stationary standards.
Right. No vibrations.
No vibration, no salt, no corrosion, no temperature swings. So it kind of fits. It lends itself to this use case. Of course, there's other challenges for stationary, but overall, it's a perfect adjacent use case. All the development is done, so we're not developing it from scratch, and it now can fit into this next use case.
Is this unit in production already?
SOP soon.
Okay,
Yep.
very good.
This is a functioning sample right now.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
SOP.
you. Thank you.
Okay. And so let's go back to the transportation sector for a moment. What kind of industry needs does hydrogen serve specifically?
Yeah,
Where do
from
you
a
see
market
the best
standpoint.
application?
So obviously this is a long haul, this is designed for long haul applications. It's a different way of looking at it because there are challenges with the electric trucks when you're talking about Class 8 hauling heavy loads. Infrastructure on charging, how long it charges, to make sure that the uptime on the truck is the most important thing, how long the truck is on the road. So from a TCO, you need the truck to be on the road as much as possible. You can't be in a downtime. This application, or this serves that purpose exactly, because fueling can take, and we have some fueling solutions over there that can fuel this in very short time, less than 45 minutes or less, and it can get it back on the road. Mm-hmm. The challenge you face, of course, is where do you get the hydrogen? If you have a corridor that you have this supply of hydrogen that you know it is a fixed corridor that you know where is your next stop, then that problem is solved. And you don't have the weight of the battery, which takes away from your load, takes away from the revenue stream of these fleet operators. So this is the kind of use case that we see that it would fit. The question is, can we make the hydrogen supply available for these corridors and how available it would be?
Yeah. Yeah, you must assume that it'll first be trialed on a corridor that has supply, and then you
Exactly.
build the data, it's efficient, little downtime,
Exactly.
it works, and then you build out infrastructure in other places, right? So.
And again, I mean, the point we're trying to make here is it's ready at whatever pace the technology comes. So we're not waiting, we're not stopping anything right now because of where we are in the market. It's available, it's ready, and when it's needed, we can introduce it to the market.
Okay, very good. And with that, what else do you have for me today?
Great, let's keep walking. I'll point a couple of things quickly.
Yeah.
Similar to this adjacent solution that I mentioned earlier, we have battery management system where we can control, monitor, disconnect battery systems. And the way this works too is, again, adjacent work. Adjacent application. So this is not just for mobility, for the hybrid and electric, but it's also for energy storage for electric. So this right now fits in two purposes, and we can use it for battery packs for energy storage, and we're getting a lot of actually requests on that, and a lot of applications for this. So it's not just for mobility. A secondary use case, just like the hydrogen that we discussed.
Yeah, I like
secondary
your
use case.
dual-use philosophy and
We
all
have
the
to.
components.
We
right?
have
you
to.
You have this giant, repertoire of different technologies, of different components, and you can almost Lego piece them together and create these wonderful solutions.
Right.
In different market sectors.
Right.
So that's,
and this is
very
really
good.
key because, again, the development is done. So how many use cases now can we introduce with the same product to be more efficient?
And most of that is done with automotive rigor and durability cycles, right? So if it's stationary, it's a piece of cake.
That's right. That's right. And then we move on.
Oversimplifying, but
well, there are some nuances to how we can transfer it to stationary application, but overall it works and it provides a lot of value because one R&D work, and now it can be used in multiple areas.
Yeah, very good.
Let's keep moving.
I'll follow you.
All right, let's go to this side here. This is a collaboration with Kodiak. And I think you have also a discussion you're going to have with Don later on.
Yeah,
okay,
we've had him on our podcast as well. So this
good.
just ties
Good.
it together very well.
Perfect, because then you know a lot about this already, but let me talk you through it a little bit. Class 8 trucks running down the road right now, this solution now makes it a driverless truck. So adding an autonomous feature to the truck with radars and cameras. This is the sensor pod, that's what it's called. It's attached to the cameras. You see this is the side here where it'll come back up on the screen a little bit again.
So it
right
replaces
there.
one set of mirrors,
Both.
right?
Yep, exactly.
This is still a conventional mirror?
Correct.
And then it replaces the main mirrors?
Correct, with radar and cameras. And what it does, it really transforms the operation now. And now you have, what's the problem we're trying to solve? Driver shortage, longer operation time. You can do this now with this. Yeah. You're not waiting for an electric truck. You can add it on to what you have and now create the solution from a TCO perspective to this. Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of testing needed, a lot of, from a routing standpoint, to say, okay, this is a good use case for it, and this is the work we're doing with Kodiak. Exactly, we provide the sensor pod, and as you can see, it's...
Yeah, so I mean, the largest cost center in conventional trucking is the driver, right? Followed by diesel. That's right. Right? And I see you addressing all these cost centers here. That's very exciting, right? We're all about cost reduction and efficiency at Munro, so I love to see this.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about the sensor suite. I see a lot of RGB cameras, conventional. Is there LiDAR in here as well?
So we have the radar, we have the cameras. Yep, exactly.
Over here.
Yeah, exactly.
And a few cameras.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
So this is really the story from a stationary applications on the hydrogen side. I mean, on the stationary hydrogen, just to close the loop, on the stationary hydrogen, we're working with a company called PowerCell. So they are our partner in this, or we're collaborating with them. They are our sales window for the stationary. Obviously, for the mobility, we do it directly with the OEMs. We talked about the battery management system and the multiple use for that. Talked about the fleet solution from a TCO, and of course, the cherry on top of the cake here with the autonomous solution for
exciting
trucks.
Future. Really,
it
really
is.
Seems you guys are
one of my favorite shows. We can showcase really what we believe, what our beliefs are at Bosch in this little booth.
Well, that's it. Efficiency, cost reduction, environment, safety, right? Making the world a better place.
Invented
Peter,
for life, right?
Thank you very much. That
Thank
was
you.
great.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks a lot.
the time. Okay.